Do you live ECU?
R.
Do you bleed purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors?
Hoist the colors!
It's time for the most in-depth look into the world of ECU athletics. Welcome to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Here's Stephen Igo.
Welcome in. It is Hoist the Colors on a Tuesday, June 30th edition of the program. It is our final week of broadcasting this season. We're going to take our summer hiatus beginning next week through July. We'll be back in early August for preseason camp. So we're going to do our best to bring you some entertainment, some information throughout the remainder of this week. Today we've got an intriguing show because we're going to talk about the 6 road games on ECU's football schedule for this fall. And we're going to rank them from worst to best in terms of, hey, if we had 3 days and no expense cap, how would we decide to attend these road games in terms of what would be the most exciting to attend? Not only the game, but you have to take the location and the date into account. Like, obviously, Alabama would seem to be the best, but what are you going to do in Tuscaloosa for 3 days when it's hot as crap? So we'll get into that discussion, a whole lot more. We'll talk World Cup. Tremendous day of World Cup action on Monday, man. Incredible drama. Late into the night. 2 matches decided by penalty kicks, which was incredible, and also Brazil winning in dramatic fashion as well. NBA free agency starts today. We'll hit on that as well, and a little bit of everything. We welcome back in Cason Remaley. He makes his return. He's making his final appearance of the season of Hoist the Colors. He's a year wiser. I've got to give him some crap about their Carolina Curveball power rankings, but he comes from Carolina Curveball. He covered the Chapel Hill Super Regional. Some of his cast actually went to the College World Series to see the Hills lose the championship in person, so we'll get into that as well. Cason, how you doing?
I'm good. It is fantastic to be back. I was talking pre-show with Philip, and I was like, man, I'm ready for football, ready for that to get going. And then Philip's like, but wait, we got the World Cup, Wimbledon, MLB, NBA stuff is heating up right now, all the trades going on. So, Philip, thank you for reminding me to take a step back and enjoy what we got going on right now.
Of course, man. Don't rush through life.
I do feel like Philip Bogan, who's producing today, that even though we are taking our summer hiatus, this may be the one year I kind of regret doing it just because of the World Cup. It feels like, obviously this is an ECU-centric show, and we'd be scrapping for comments and show topics, but we could probably make it through July. Now, we're not going to do it. I know we've had some of the comments that want us to do it, but I feel like we're leaving something on the table here, but we'll also come back a little bit stronger as a result.
Yeah, I think too, how this roster is going to shape out baseball-wise, a lot of it's going to depend on the draft. Now, the good thing is when we first come back, we'll have other things to talk about other than just football because of the draft. We will also probably have the conference schedule out for basketball by that point. So we'll have that to talk about because that's going to release so I think there are a lot of things, monitoring the G League as well with a couple Pirates in that. But at least there is the Pirates and the Pros podcast, which is on our YouTube page here at 94.3 The Game, as well as the IBX Media app at 94.3thegame.com. Dom and I got finished with the 4th episode of that. We try and keep it around 20 minutes. We will be doing specials for the MLB draft and talking G League. We also do a lot of keeping up with the players in the minors as well. We talk majors some, but you guys can easily go on there and figure out what Alec Burleson's doing. We try and focus on the guys who are in the minor leagues heavily.
So definitely stay tuned to that. And I will say those jonesing for information, obviously, we'll keep it daily content on hoistthecolors.net. We're always running specials. We'll have VIP articles leading into camp on HTC. And then we'll, at some point following the draft, probably in the days after we get the true aftermath, we will have a Bucks on the Pond podcast with Scott Lorbatcher, Jonathan Wagner, and myself, kind of breaking down really the roster that we know going into the fall. So looking forward to that as well. And what about you, Casey? What is Carolina Curveball? Are you guys doing any summer post-draft podcasts, anything of that nature?
We're going to have a season recap in the next week or so, kind of go through each kind of team quickly, kind of give their season recap. We will be having some transfer portal stuff coming out, guys leaving, guys coming in. still kind of hitting the brakes on that because of all the stuff going on with the draft, guys entering the portal for leverage. Cameron Flukie entered the portal yesterday. Coastal fans blowing up about that. What does this mean? But it's strictly for leverage purposes. Same with High Point, Seo Jun Oh. He entered the portal, visited Coastal, but he's going to get drafted. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens with the draft. Like you said, Steven, you kind of figure out rosters, what's happening post-draft, because if guys get drafted, if guys do not, kind of where they stand, signing a free agent deal. Because I remember a couple years ago, CJ Mayhew was a big one, kind of thought he was going to get drafted, didn't get drafted, said, oh, he's going to come back. And then he signs with the Angels. And not much of a surprise, but a little bit of surprise. So just kind of don't really want to pull the trigger on portal stuff just yet, but kind of curveball, we'll have stuff coming out. We had our final rankings today that are controversial. We also had our first team all Carolina curveball come out today, which I think is not too bad. We did have a few hard decisions on that, but the Carolina curveball content will go through the summer. Take a little bit of a slow break as football starts, and then get back into it in fall ball.
By the way, today is the last day the college baseball transfer portal is open. So there have not been any ECU entries of late, none that I've heard about. And so we'll keep an eye on that. But obviously across the country, we're keeping an eye on that. We'll get to Cason's thoughts on the portal additions here in a minute. But I do want to talk about the College World Series. I know it's been a few weeks, but also, Cason, we haven't had you on since. And North Carolina, man, I really thought this was their year, and they had all the ingredients to make it. Unfortunately for them, they kind of relied on those same 5-6 pitchers all season. Obviously, DeCaro got hit in the championship against Oklahoma, and then Lynch has to leave with the oblique. I thought McDuffie wasn't good in the postseason, really. Now, Glauber was fantastic, but in the end, they dropped the final deciding game to Oklahoma, which had a losing record in the SEC during the regular season, right? But wins the Natty, which SEC reigns supreme, but also Carolina comes up short. Just what did you make of the entirety of the CWS?
Well, I also thought it was crazy because I remember right before the season, I think it was maybe the Thursday before the season kicked off, me and Philip got on here first, and Philip said, I'm placing a ticket for UNC to win the national title. I just think they're a complete team. And I told Philip, I said, yeah, I think they have the pitching, but I just don't know about that lineup because, I mean, just so many transfers. The top of the lineup's full of transfers. But then as the season got on, Owen Hull had a really, really, really slow start. Eric Paulson was red hot, and then it kind of flipped for both of them. And then once they got into the College World Series, I really did not think they were going to lose. DeCaro was pitching out of his mind. Lynch was pitching out of his mind. Glauber was unbelievable. And then I guess the one spot, like you said, Stephen, was Walker McDuffie. He got hit hard all postseason. He gave up the grand slam in Game 1 versus Southern Cal, which opened that game up. And then he came back in Game 3 versus USC and was sharp and kind of got his confidence back going into the World Series, and he wasn't too bad, but then in the biggest moment he was not. And then that whole Glauber situation with the umps, yes, it was bad. I have some little bit of thoughts on that, but I just was shocked that this UNC lineup in the biggest moment in Game 3 did not show up when needed. And Gavin Gallagher, who had a roller coaster of a season, was phenomenal in the College World Series. I mean, he was just unbelievably hot. But I really thought there was no way UNC was going to lose the national title, and they did. And like you said, Stephen, it's because they taxed the living mess out of their arms. And I think I texted you. I think DeCaro is due for a bad start because he was red hot, and then because he's been kind of a roller coaster too as well, and it came at the wrong time for them.
The College World Series, there weren't too many memorable games, Cason. You know, I almost feel like there were better individual performances. Like most of the games were kind of decided in the early to middle innings. Is that kind of how you will remember it? Like I'll remember some of the individual performances and how red hot Oklahoma was as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. It's more of the performances of like the Oklahoma players. I'm going to remember Gavin Gallagher, Owen Hull, Glauber. I'm going to remember those instead of the games, like you said. See, that's a great point actually, because if I go back to it and think through them, that's really all I'm thinking about. That Oklahoma catcher from Canada, just an absolute unit at the plate and behind the plate. We remember him, Gallagher being red hot. That's a really, really good point. I'm going to remember those performances rather than the actual games.
All right, a little bit of breaking news. I just got to we'll hit on this deeper later, but LeBron James has informed the Lakers that they can move on without him because he will play elsewhere next season. So that just coming down from Shams. So we'll discuss that more in segment 3. But big news there on the NBA front. Where's James Gillia? I'll look forward to his reaction tomorrow. Although he will just follow LeBron wherever he goes, so it is what it is. All right, ECU in the portal this offseason, Cason, has done, I think, a very good job in what has not been the best portal crop, according to a lot of people I've spoken with. They've added 3 position players and 2 pitchers, so 5 total commitments. They go out, they get Weston Boyle, the shortstop from Purdue, Braden Davis, who I'm a major fan of after interviewing him, third baseman, but said he's willing to play wherever. Jack Enrico, the catcher, left-handed hitting catcher. Auburn right-hander Saxon Roberts, who's been up to 100 miles per hour. Unproven arm, but high upside arm. And then also Danny Sahaki from Northern Illinois, who can start and pitch in relief. What do you think about these 5 additions for ECU baseball?
I think it's really good. And I want to harp on what Bobby said last week or maybe a week before. I don't think Pirate Nation is excited enough about Boyle from Purdue. I mean, if you watch the plays that he made in the field, the highlights, we haven't seen a guy in the ECU infield, let alone at shortstop, make those plays. He was phenomenal last year, freshman playing in the Big Ten. Steve, I know me and you joke about Big Ten baseball all the time, but at the same time, it is a Division I level. I love that. And then the 2 lower division transfers, I'm perfectly fine with them because I think those bat-to-ball skills will definitely translate. And I think Davis, your interview with him was fantastic. I read that one about he's just here to do whatever, just absolutely whatever it takes, no matter where he is. And I think that is just the embodiment of a Cliff Godwin type player. And then the two pitching transfers, Roberts, Auburn, 100 that will always play. And then the guy from NIU, talk about a workload. And could this be this year's Danny Beal / Joe Webb?
Danny Sahaki, he's got first off, his name is Danny, so he's halfway there. And he's done it both. I don't think he'll get as much swing and miss as those guys, but I could definitely see him. 92 innings last year is just a ridiculous amount. And I'll question this to you guys. Lane Smith in the chat saying, do we know if we were adding any good pitchers? I'm worried about the staff. Look, college baseball pitching, it's hard to find. It's even harder to find in the portal if you don't have a ton of money. And I think given the circumstances, yes, ECU needs to add a few more arms. Yes, I'm concerned, especially if Antolik goes to the draft. He's pitching the MLB Draft League, looks really good. But, Saxon Roberts, guys, he has pitched 9 innings in his summer league. How many strikeouts do you guys think he has?
He's got like 2 an inning, I think. I think he's like 17 or 18.
23 strikeouts in 9 innings against 5 walks. So, he leads the pitching staff for the Amsterdam Mohawks in Ks despite throwing 9 innings. And he's got teammates that have thrown 17 innings. So, look, the stuff is there. I don't know why he didn't pitch at Auburn, but, the stuff is clearly there. And then Sahaki, you're getting an experienced arm. Yeah, is it the most dominant stuff? No. But, I think ECU's doing a good job. I still want to see more added, Philip. But to me, it's not like they're not recruiting some arms that I want to see.
Yeah, I think they're on the right path. It's just a matter of whether can you get enough to feel good. And, the answer is always going to be no, right? You're always going to want more. There's, I think even to the point, Cason's point earlier in the show, right? Like Carolina needed more there at the end of the season last year. So you're never going to feel like you have enough. I still think you want to get 1 to 2 more to even say, hey, we don't have enough. But deep down, you're like, hey, compared to other teams, we're in a good spot. So I think Lane's concerns are absolutely legit. But also I think, they've laid a good foundation. Again, you still need 1 to 2 more, but I think her other teams probably right now are sitting around going, damn, I wish I could be ECU.
All right, Carolina Curveball has put out their All Carolinas first team. We'll get to that in a minute. I have to address these power rankings. Cason Remaley. ECU, and basically all y'all's power rankings from March onward, the Pirates were like 6th or lower, 7th or lower towards the end. Behind – clearly somebody else wants to weigh in too. Behind teams like High Point, Campbell, I think even behind Western and App for a while, and now all of a sudden they're 2nd to finish the year. What happened here?
Well, first off, I would like to say that we each do our rankings and then we compile them by a point system. I definitely think ECU was not given any favors this year by us. I mean, I am excluded from that because I had ECU higher up because of their strength of schedule. But I think as you look through this, we did this by postseason success, and ECU is the only other team besides Carolina to win more than one game in the postseason. As ECU went 2-2, then UNC went whatever they went. Wake Forest won a game. Coastal did not win a game. So that is how we did that. And then it's crazy to see Clemson at 12, South Carolina at 19. I mean, when you look at South Carolina's record and realize they were 22-35, that is ridiculous to me. And Charlotte sitting right there at just mid at 28-28.
Tough for the Blue Hose too, man. 12-44, ranked 28th in the Carolinas. That's tough, man. So
it's bad.
Just want to point that out.
It's very bad. I mean, just kind of watching them this season just drop games rather quickly. And then you have teams like Campbell. I mean, 41-17 and ranked 8th in our power rankings. I mean, they had a phenomenal season, but all it takes is just one bad day in late May, and then your season's over. And is it tough? Yes, but that is just how it is. A team that I expect to take a major step back next year that I don't think people are talking about enough is Wake Forest. I mean, half of their team is now in Columbia, as Schnall has taken half of their team and half of the Coastal team. So it is just a perfect hodgepodge of those. And I forgot the assistant's name, Steve. I think you know the Wake Forest assistant that went to South Carolina. As soon as he left, the whole team just leaves. So it's like, is it like a Walter thing? Like, that really confused me of like why as soon as that coach leaves, it's just mass exodus in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, Bill Salento, I think is how you pronounce it. He had been with Walters forever. So I think with him leaving, he had just recruited so many of those guys and was kind of the glue holding it together. Jeff Palumbo, by the way, was offered a job on South Carolina staff. Per my sources, ended up turning it down. So obviously crucial there. Final thing here before we get a break in. Carolina Curveball, first team, All Carolinas. This just released. 3 Pirate representatives, Braden Burris at second, Jack Herring in the outfield, Ethan Norby starting pitcher. So those Pirates making it. Any other notable names that either were a tight squeeze to be left off, Cason, or what was the biggest point of contention here?
At utility, we really had Luke Nixon over Gavin Gallagher. And yes, Gavin, and it was very tough, very, very tough, extremely tough. It was our closest decision, but we gave it to Luke Nixon. He batted .367 on the year, having above 1,000 OPS when Gallagher was 800 and batted under 300. It was very hard for us. Yes, postseason success is what matters. We also gave Jack Herring the nod over Nate Savoy and Clemson. And just take a moment here. Look at this outfield. This would be the best outfield in the country, in my opinion. Owen Hull, Jack Herring, and Ty Head, just from hitting and defense all around. I mean, that is a ridiculous outfield.
Indeed, that is a top-notch outfield. A lot of raw skills, a lot of guys who are going to go high in the Major League Baseball draft. All right, let's get a break in. Good baseball discussion. We'll come back with Cason Remaley, Philip Pilkington, and we'll switch gears. Road games, there's 6 of them this fall for ECU football. If we had to rank them on which one we'd want to attend, not just the game, but considering the date and the location, if we had 3 days to attend any of these road games, what would be our power rankings? We'll each do one after this. We'll be right back on Hoist the Colors.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arrgh! In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Oh, hey, welcome back. You got here just in time. This is Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
Welcome back in here. Segment 2, Hoist the Colors. Cason Remaley from Carolina Curveball alongside Philip Pilkington back in the 94.3 The Game studios. Let's get into this fun discussion, gentlemen. Your ideal ECU football road trip for 2026. So, stipulations here. A, feel free to weigh in the comments if you're watching along with us live. But B, the stipulation is this. Obviously, you got the game, which plays a big role in the decision. But we need to take into account the location, the date, the time of year. Are there any other events around the city that these games are going to go to that you would want to partake in? For example, if let's just play it like this. I'm giving you guys 3 days. So the day, you could either go the day before the game, the day of the game, or the day after. I guess you could go 2 days after if you count the game day. So basically you get 3 days in any of these cities, and you don't have to watch what you're spending because you have an infinite allowance, if that makes sense. So did I explain that okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't
pretty much you can do whatever the hell you want for 3
yeah.
days. You can either do the 2 days leading up and game day and 2 days
There you
after.
go.
Game day can be the sandwich, the meat of the sandwich.
There you go. Much better said than I tried to explain it, but you guys get the gist of it. All right, so we'll start from the bottom of our list to the top. We'll go around the horn. Obviously, we're not all going to rank these the same, I don't think. We haven't discussed this at all. But we'll start with number 6. I'll go first on my list. Ideal road trips for 2026. And number 6 for me is at Old Dominion. Now, the only good thing about this game is it's super close. It's an easy drive. It is September 19th. This is Saturday. You can make a strong argument here. You could go to the beach, I guess, check out Virginia Beach area, which is certain parts of it are nice. Maybe there's a concert going on. I haven't looked. I've been to that amphitheater before to see Slipknot in a fun concert. But I've already done this, and the game plays a big role for this. I've made this trip a lot of times, and it's not the best drive. So I'm going to put Old Dominion number 6. And it's not even really a road trip. It's more of just a drive. All right, who wants to go next for their number 6?
Just since I'm building off of yours, I don't know what Cason's got. I'll go ahead and go. Yeah, the only really intriguing thing I saw else going around is the Norfolk Tides will be wrapping up their season that weekend. It will be against the Charlotte Knights of the White Sox organization, obviously. But, I mean, that's really the only other thing going on. I feel like Norfolk, too, in this, I mean, obviously is maybe factoring in something I shouldn't technically factor in. Like, if there is something that's that cool to do in Norfolk, I can go at any point, do it at any point. Like I said, there's a beach not too far, which I guess is fine, but there's also not a beach too far from here. So, yeah, I don't really have a real reason to go to Norfolk. I've been to the stadium. It's cool for a small stadium, but yeah.
Fair points, Cason.
And my number 6 is ODU, and I'm not even putting it at 6. It's below 6 for me. If I'm putting the bye game above this, because for all of our sakes of ECU, Pirate Nation, I've gone to ODU twice. First time for a basketball game, they lost by 30 points.
And you didn't
Mike
get
Schwartz
fed?
also did. Mike Schwartz, I did not get fed. Mike Schwartz did not want to talk to me. A couple months later, I went solo to a baseball game. ODU walks them off in the 9th inning in the pouring rain, and I have targeted Cliff Godwin one-on-one. So for all of our sakes and my sanity, I will not be going to Norfolk, Virginia.
That is more than fair. More than fair. ODU last on all of our lists. All right, number 5 for me. I had a few candidates for this one, but I'm going at UAB. I went to the Birmingham Bowl, and I'll say this: the area around the football stadium is actually quite nice, and I think you can make an argument to actually move this up. Like, it's not like you're going to the dumps of Legion Field like in the old days where you're playing in the middle of the ghetto. So this is actually a nice little area, nice little restaurants. You know, Birmingham has actually got some pretty good restaurants, a lot of good breakfast places. So I'm looking forward to that. But being Thursday, middle of the week, mid-October, not great. Plus, I'm already going to Alabama earlier in the year. How many times do I want to set foot in Alabama in the same year? UAB is 5th for me. Philip?
Yeah, same. I mean, not as bad as Norfolk, but no real intrigue.
I have Charlotte 5th for me. I find it very inconvenient for me as a Panthers season ticket holder. The Panthers go to New Orleans this weekend. I wish this game was more convenient for me, when I could do 2 in one weekend. It's not. I also have a bunch of friends in Charlotte. Yes, it is good to see them, but I see them enough. So I will pass on going to Charlotte and watching them play at D.H. Conley Stadium down there.
By the way, we will have our Charlotte preview tomorrow. Hunter Bailey will join the show. They're coming off a 1-11 season. I have Charlotte number 4, so I'll piggyback on Cason's comments here. The only reason it wasn't number 5 for me is because I am looking at potentially running the half marathon earlier that morning. Erica's probably going to run the Charlotte Marathon, so you have those events surrounding it. I do hate that the Panthers are on the road that Sunday. That's kind of annoying for Cason's mentions. And also, I just hate driving to Charlotte. Now, Philip, you do this drive a lot more than us, but like Greenville to Charlotte is not a fun drive, and I'm not looking forward to that. So Charlotte for me, number 4.
Yeah, that's where I have it too. I mean, it's obviously same with me. Wish the Panthers were at home, not on the road. But the good thing at least is like the fans who are showing up. Yeah, Charlotte doesn't have a lot of fans, but at least like the atmosphere around the game, they're going to get up a little more for ECU. And then, right after the game, you can take the train into NODA, do some different things, and at least you can, there's downtown Charlotte, there's Carowinds, if you want to do that Sunday, or Friday, there's stuff, right? Whereas, probably more so than Norfolk or Birmingham.
Number 4 for you, Cason.
I have UAB Birmingham. Thursday night game gives me a little bit of intrigue there. Maybe going down in downtown Birmingham, having some drinks, and then going to the game. But overall, nothing too exciting. But I do have it above Charlotte because the inconvenience of not having a Panther game the next day does bother me very much.
Hunter in the chat says, are there any Papa John's in Birmingham? There's 5 according to my papajohns.com search. And that is probably a reference to the initial Birmingham Bowl was the papajohns.com Bowl, which I was in attendance for. USF fans, the rudest fan base I've ever encountered at a bowl game at that time. All right, number 3 for me, I've got at Memphis. I think if this was on a weekend, it'd be higher, but Bill Street, like Memphis in general, is just a cool city. I've never really gotten the chance to explore it. I've been to a Liberty Bowl, was too young then. When I went to the Memphis game a number of years ago, I was unable to get to kind of downtown Memphis. Also, the NBA season should be starting around then. Maybe the Grizzlies are in town. And Memphis in general, like there's some rough parts, but also some cool parts. So Memphis for me, number 3. Plus, it should be a pretty big game. And I think they just had some stadium renovations. So looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, I have it 3 as well. I'd like to see a game there. You know, obviously just a bigger athletic department as far as the group of 6 goes. And, my sister was there in January, did actually enjoy her time on Beale Street. So that was really cool. She also got to go to Graceland, really enjoyed that. So there's definitely some stuff to do, I feel like, in Memphis that maybe is not available in some other places.
Cason.
I'm going to go Memphis as well. Now that Ja Morant is across the country, maybe a little safer down there in Memphis. But like you said, Steven, it is a fun city. Maybe go see the Cameron Boozer show, maybe his debut that night, or maybe a Friday night, stay there an extra night. Grizzlies will be a fun team. They're kind of turning the page. So I've been really locked into the NBA these last few weeks because of all the trades. So that does intrigue me at number 3.
Quick question for you, Philip. Robert Matthews in the chat says, going to the Rush concert in Charlotte in November. The Panthers are home also. He wants to know, is it a safe walk from Bank of America to Spectrum Center?
Oh, yeah, 100%. You're going through, there's plenty of times I've taken the train, which drops you off right at Spectrum. There's right by that train spot, there's a couple bars and stuff, and then you walk through some just like businessy banking areas, and you'll see plenty of people just, it's completely fine. It's like a 15-minute walk, if that.
All right, there you go. Number 2, I'm not surprised that both of us have the Alabama and Army trips, number 2 and number 1. And, location, game plays a big role here. But I'm going Alabama, number 2. And we'll see what you guys have as well. Obviously, look, it's ECU at Alabama. This is probably not going to happen again for a long time. First time for me experiencing Bryant-Denny Stadium. First time experiencing Tuscaloosa in general. So, like, I'm looking forward to getting down there, hopefully a little early. Once again, staying in Birmingham. But hopefully getting to Tuscaloosa a little early, maybe after the game, drive around the college town, and just check out the vibes. But definitely looking forward to that. Not fired up if I'm spending like 3 days straight in Tuscaloosa maybe, but just for the game itself, it's pretty high on the list. Philip?
Yeah, I got West Point at 2. I think anytime you get to go to a service academy, it's really special. Get to do some tours there, just kind of see what the cadets go through, be really special. And I will tell you, on the flip side, why I have Alabama at 1. And it makes sense that you have Army over Bama for the reason I'm going to give for Bama, because you and I are in slightly different situations there, Steven.
Makes sense for sure. Cason?
I have West Point number 2 as well. I like the game time as well, 12 noon. I like that as well. And kind of just like Philip said, anytime you have an opportunity to go to a service academy, it's always great. I've been to Navy so many times. I've been in Navy for bowl games. I've been there for a Cincinnati Navy game, so many ECU games. And I would love to knock Army off the list. And the game is at 12 noon. So I can fly back later that afternoon so I can get to Charlotte for Panthers-Ravens on Sunday.
There you go. Number 1 for me is West Point. Now, I did make this trip a few years ago, and part of the reason this is number 1 for me is the area. Now, West Point is like an hour and a half away from New York City, but you can take the train into the city, which I did when I went to go see Dodgers-Mets in LCS. So I checked. Obviously, this game on a Saturday. The New York Giants play I already blanked on the game. The Jaguars on that Sunday. So maybe if I was staying, I would go take a train to MetLife Stadium, which is about an hour away, and find a way to experience that as well. So Obviously, plenty to do in the area. West Point itself, you could spend 3 days touring, so I'm going Army, number one. Plus, it's just an awesome setting for a football game.
I think Jansen Kidd just moved this game up to number one ahead of Alabama. If he had Bama at one, just because of the Jaguars thing there. So, like how you incorporated that. Steven, you gave me unlimited money and sent me to SEC girls. I'm sugar daddying. Look, I'm 27. Those grad school girls, 24, 25. Perfect. Hell yeah. I can hang out for 3 days in Tuscaloosa with unlimited money. Give me Bama as number one.
Hey, that's a very valid reason it's number one. Cason?
Give me Bama number one. Philip, thank you for reminding me about unlimited money. Me and my little brother are making the trip, but me and him are going to sit next to Nick Saban for the entire game because we have unlimited money, unlimited resources. So that will be a fun experience to hear Nick Saban talk about my East Carolina Pirates. But seriously, number one for me and my brother are making the trip. Going to be so much fun for us, good memories. And I'm just going to love every second of it, no matter what happens. Going to an SEC environment, you could argue the best SEC environment. It's definitely up there. Going to be fun no matter what. And I'm also looking forward to seeing the not ECU takeover, but ECU representation, because I know there will be tons there like there were in Michigan. I'm just looking forward to it so much no matter what happens. I think it's going to be a blast.
Polak in the chat says, when we beat Alabama, are we going to have enough Pirates there to take down their goalpost?
Cason
will try.
I will definitely do my part.
All right, there you have it. Fun discussion on the 6 road games this year for ECU football and what would make for the most ideal trip. We got to get a break in. We'll come back. We'll talk about the big LeBron news. Also, World Cup, man, the drama was real on Monday. We'll discuss that and more. Hoist the Colors continues next.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Cason Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to fork beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're number one in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
In Eastern North Carolina, people appreciate things that are straightforward, honest, and dependable. For decades, our team has focused on cutting through insurance complexity for the communities we serve. And now, we're bringing that same mindset to our name. We're Flatlands Insurance Group, a simpler name that reflects the same local team, the same values, and the same commitment to the great communities we feel blessed to be a part of. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world is covered.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in color. and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Loyal and bold through the purple and gold. And we're back to Hoist the Colors with Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in. Hoist the Colors segment 3 here. We got some current events to get to. Cason Remaley from Carolina Curveball hanging out, and Philip Hilkinen producing. Big news dropped in segment 1 in the NBA. Free agency starts this evening as far as being able to negotiate with players. They can officially sign later this week. LeBron James, going into his 24th NBA season, has told the Los Angeles Lakers that he is going to play elsewhere next year. This will mark his 4th different team. He played for the Cavs twice, along with the Heat and the Lakers. A lot of buzz about him going to Golden State, to play with Steph Curry, and maybe them also trying to get Anthony Davis via trade. Cason, what do you make of this news? Is it obviously it's LeBron, so it's worth talking about, but do you feel like he can even win another title at this point in his career?
I definitely think he can win a title at this point in his career because I think that he doesn't necessarily need to be the focal point of the team. Yes, that will be the narrative, but I definitely think that all signs are pointing to Golden State. And I think as my childhood was in the early 2000 teens, if Steph and LeBron team up, I mean, my childhood would just be absolutely complete. That would be absolutely amazing. But the real kicker was he wants to do this only if they trade for AD. So if it's AD, Steph, LeBron, and Draymond, the first question is, will they play 4 games together healthy? And then the second question is, Steven, how many minutes are you going to give them off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And from my understanding, Draymond declined his option. So now he's a free agent, right? So I guess he could come back cheaper if he wants to win. That's the thing, man. Anthony Davis is always hurt. LeBron, he's going into his age 42 season, 24th year in the NBA, which is amazing. But Steph Curry's always hurt. I guess it could align, but I almost feel like he'd be better off going to the Eastern Conference. I just don't know what the fit would be because the West is just so loaded.
Yeah, I don't want him to. Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to go back to Cleveland. I mean, yes, that'd be cool, but I mean, I don't think they're going to win anything soon. I mean, I just don't like that. And then with the Heat, I don't understand the Heat playing Giannis and Bam together side by side. Yes, defensively is great, but if you look how they play, each of them catch the ball at the free throw line and go to work. So they just going to just stand next to each other and do that. I don't understand that fit whatsoever. And then if you go look throughout the East, it doesn't make sense. But Steven, a team, I've been listening to a lot of NBA podcasts, Brian Windhorst, a lot of other ones, and maybe, the Denver Nuggets won a free agent meeting a couple years ago. Maybe him and Jokic. But also I want to ask you, I think the Nuggets are going to do a splash. I mean, I think they have to make a move, whether that's moving on from Murray or something. But, I mean, Braun to Denver?
I mean, first off, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't know if I can deal with all the LeBron fans like James Giglio joining on the Nuggets bandwagon. To be honest, I might just pick a new team if that happens. But I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. The Nuggets have to do something because they don't have any money. They got to get off the Cam Johnson contract. They got to figure out a way to re-sign Peyton Watson. There is buzz. They're looking at Jaylen Brown, but they'd probably have to move Murray to get that done. So I don't know, Philip. What do you think about this LeBron news or Jaylen Brown going to the Nuggets?
I mean, if you guys are willing to pay for him, come on. Unlike these Hornets fans who think they have what it takes to pay for him. Now that they've gotten rid of Ball, when they had Ball, I would say they probably did. But, look, right now, I think LeBron's got to decide, does he want to play with Anthony Davis or does he want to win a title? And if he and Anthony Davis are boys and they want to hang out, they want to go to the same place, they want to have fun, that's great. If you want to win a title, call up San Antonio, call up Oklahoma City and say, hey, look, I'll come sit, as the 9th man on the bench. give me 8 to 12 minutes a game, and I'll help mentor some of these young guys and be a part of an NBA title run. I think he definitely has that in him. I mean, he's not a bum, right? He's LeBron James, and every team needs a 9th man, a 10th man, 11th man, a 12th man. I don't think he's going to be 10, 11, 12, but nothing wrong with being an 8 or 9. If he wants to go to a title contender and win one, hey, cool.
For you, Cason, I don't really care about this, but there's always a narrative with stars like LeBron. If he's, he kind of if he keeps bouncing around towards the end of his career, not that he's bounced around that much, but he still has kind of gone to different areas looking to, not be handed a title, but look for new ways to get one. And obviously they kind of created a super team at one point to get him his initial one. Does that discredit his legacy at all if he tries to go and just kind of, I don't know, ease his way into another title with a situation like this, or is that adding to his legacy?
I think it would definitely be adding to his legacy, because I think that at this point, would you call this a ring chase? I mean, yeah, you would classify it as is, but I also think at the end of the day, he is LeBron James. And I think his most questionable one, even after he goes to a new team, would be his move to Miami. I mean, that was very controversial. And then the back to Cleveland was sweet. And then to LA from Cleveland, I mean, he said it multiple times. He's like, it was just time for me to leave Cleveland. And he is a businessman. He has so many business ventures and everything is in LA. So it made sense to me for him to go to LA. And him leaving now, would it be absolutely awesome for him to go to the Warriors? Yes. Now, I'm not on the James Julio length of LeBron fan, but I do like LeBron. I think he's a phenomenal player. He is my GOAT personally. But would I think it be cool? Absolutely.
I do want to bring up this past year he became a minority investor in the Fenway Group. So just throwing that out there.
Okay.
All right. You want him in Boston?
Never been a huge LeBron fan, but shoot, I'd take LeBron as an 8th or a 9th man, especially if we can keep JB. Also, hey, Cason, just want to let you know, the Fenway Group is a part owner of Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, which is based in Charlotte. So maybe LeBron could be a Hornet. He probably doesn't even know he part owns a NASCAR team, but he does.
Sign me up right now for that. I've been in some pretty deep wormholes on how the Hornets are figuring out their roster and all that. That whole situation, what the Hornets are doing, is bizarre. But yeah, bring Braun to Charlotte. He said multiple times how much he loves Bojangles. There's Bojangles in Charlotte. There's one on every corner. Come to Charlotte, Braun. That would be absolutely amazing. Actually, no, hold on, wait. Steph is from Charlotte. Both of y'all come to Charlotte. Why not? Philip, it's totally possible, right?
Look, I mean,
here, Philip.
People have always said that, maybe Steph, if he does go anywhere for 1 year at the end of his career, it would be Charlotte. I mean, that was his dad's team. I'm still holding on to that hope. I know some people say, oh, you're crazy. But, I mean, look, there's plenty of guys who have played 1 year of their career at the very end somewhere else, whether it be, Michael Jordan, whether it be God, I just blanked. I had another name. Somebody, Tony Parker, who came to Charlotte. So, and it happens in other sports as well. So, yeah, let's do 1 year of that. But I just don't know if Steph is ready to be 1 year out from retirement. That's the thing. That's what worries me there. Is it too early for Steph? I'm with you, though.
Steph, I can see it. LeBron, there is a 0.0000000000000% chance that he's going to wear a Charlotte Hornets jersey. 0. All right, we got to get a break, and we'll come back. We'll talk World Cup. Also got a few questions in the chat I need to answer on ECU baseball. We'll hit those after this final segment on the way.
The power of savings is yours at Greenville Toyota with powerful deals on our huge selection of new Toyotas, like a Camry, $229 a month, or the all-new RAV4, $279. Don't miss the power of savings at Greenville Toyota.
In Eastern North Carolina, hard work matters, and it always has. At Flatlands Insurance Group, we've been showing up for our neighbors since 1963, helping families and business owners navigate change, weather tough seasons, and keep moving forward. Decades later, our purpose hasn't changed: to help protect what you've poured your time and energy to, from your home to your health to whatever comes next. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world covered.
Need cash for a vacation? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the vacation cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
The hunting and fishing event of the summer comes to the Greenville Convention Center, July 11th and 12th, bringing together the best hunting and fishing vendors, outfitters, and fishing experts, all under one roof. Special free events, including a mountain trout pond, indoor archery range, offshore fishing experience, interactive duck blind, and free seminars. Don't miss it. The Mid-Atlantic Hunting and Fishing Expo is July 11th and 12th.
With new Toyota trucks from $259 a month, you've got the power of savings at Greenville Toyota. Drive Tacoma's $259 a month or Tundra's only $399 a month at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Remember, get the podcast of the show on the IBX Media app or where you get your podcasts.
Got it. You don't have to tell me twice. I remember it exactly.
Steven Igo and Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
All right, final segment here. We got to talk World Cup in a minute. I'll run through some questions in the chat real quick. Cason Remaley, Philip Pilkington with us as well. Juan wants to know, Brett and Tolek turning heads at the end of the year in MLB Draft League. Will he return? He said he will return, but he is draft eligible. To me, it could go either way at this point. I had heard he was most likely expected to return, but every time out, he's turning more heads. So is a little bit of a concern for me. RB Pirate says, is the staff doing Zoom calls while most of these guys are playing summer ball and can't visit? Yeah, the guys who are playing summer ball and who can't get on a visit, like Braden Davis, and also an earlier commit this cycle that did not visit but ended up, basically taking a virtual visit, talking to the staff. They will visit later on. Same thing happened with Weston Boyle. He committed without visiting, and then he took his visit when he got a break from summer ball. So they're doing that, but they're also doing tours as well. Bobby Hayes wants to know, any chance ECU organizes a fundraiser for CJ and his family? Haven't heard anything yet, Bobby, but obviously in the early stages, stay tuned. I know they're going to work on something. And Spencer Scott wants to know, out of all the freshmen that are draft risk, who seems to be the biggest draft risk? I think the catchers, I'm still checking on some information. I do expect Josh Mozingo to make it to campus, the highly touted infielder. And with the other guys he's asking about, and Tolek the biggest draft risk, and also waiting on a decision with Davin Whitaker and also Walker Barron. I think Walker more likely to go than Davin, but we'll see. All right, World Cup, gentlemen. What a day it was yesterday. Brazil wins 2-1 with a kick in stoppage time over Japan. Paraguay and Germany go to penalty kicks. Paraguay with the upset. And then Morocco beats the Netherlands in penalty kicks as well. Just crazy stuff. And it's amazing to see these world-class soccer players struggle in penalty kicks. Not only obviously, look, the pressure of the world is on their shoulders, Philip, but you can see some guys are just scared to take that shot and mess up, and that ends up leading to a ball off the bar or a ball pulled wide of the net. Typically, if you just kick it in the net, you're going to get it because the goalie is at such a disadvantage. But there were a lot of misses yesterday.
Yeah, there was. And, though sometimes there's, Stephen, you mentioned looking at him, I think sometimes I think there was one of the kicks. I think it was the first guy who missed last night in the final game. I remember watching him walk up there. I was like, yeah, this dude's going to miss. And sometimes you just have a feeling. You can look at their body language. You can look at the look in their eyes. And then some dudes just walk up there and they look like they couldn't care less. Those are the guys that always strike at the best. So it is amazing, but also, like you said, you got to come up focused. I think if you come in too lackadaisical, you can show your hand. And if you just show your hand one way or another and the goalie does guess right, like if he guesses right and you don't have pace, he's going to save it. But to your point, Stephen, like as long as you kick it with decent pace, like you feel pretty good. We saw the one last night that was initially saved, and then it kind of, because it had so much pace, he wasn't able to save it cleanly. It goes off the back of the Dutch goalie's left ankle and goes in the net anyway. So I don't know. Never played soccer other than when I was 4, like everybody else.
Yeah, I'm not a soccer guy either, Cason, but I know you got about 30 seconds here, but just the drama of the World Cup is pretty legit.
It's absolutely unreal. It's so cool watching these countries battle it out. And the Germany game was crazy because Paraguay made their first 3 and then missed their next 2, and they had it, and then they got it back. Absolutely unreal. It's a fantastic watch. Want to thank Philip for reminding me to enjoy it. Only comes once every couple of years. So appreciate that.
Yeah, the drama is legit, and USA will try to keep its run going Wednesday night. It'll be 8 o'clock start time, and we'll see if they can keep it going into the round of 16. The knockout stage, plenty of drama, that's for sure, and plenty of action. Cason, appreciate you, man. Have a good summer, and we'll link up sometime in August.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. It was another phenomenal year. See y'all next year.
Yep, great stuff as always from Cason Remaley, Carolina Curveball. Appreciate Philip Pilkington as well. We got to get out of here tomorrow, Wednesday, 12 noon. We'll have our Charlotte 49ers opponent preview, and we'll find something else to talk about because James Giglio just had the drop, so now he can't even talk about LeBron. So we'll have more for you on Wednesday. See you then.
At 943thegame.com and on your IBX Media app, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Tune in weekdays at noon to get your ECU sports fix with Stephen Igo and Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
Hoist the Colors!